This is the travel digital nomad crackdown that you have not yet heard about. From Thailand to Portugal to even the continent of Africa, travel is getting a lot more difficult. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to do as a wife, mom of 5, traveler, entrepreneur, investor who has been abroad for over 5 years straight. You do not want to miss this video. Hit the like button, share this with as many people as possible because this is breaking international news. For years, the digital nomad dream was giving, a new class of professionals working on beaches, although it is a little bit difficult to have your laptop on the beach and have the sand get in your keyboard. Nonetheless, people were able to work from cafes, cashing in global Wi-Fi zones. But quietly, while influencers were showing off, policies and governments started to write new rules. And in 2025, those rules are coming for your visa. This is not conspiracy, this is international policy. All across the world, countries are tightening what they once celebrated. All around the world, remote workers are kind of being turned off unless they go to specific countries. See, Portugal, which was once the darling of digital nomadism, has revised its non-habitual resident program, the NHR, and decided to add tax reforms that strip away the tax-free decade many expats relied on. A lot of people leave the West behind, America, Canada, the UK, to avoid high taxes, to live a better life, to have a better cost of living. Even if you move from America to Europe, your cost of living is going to be dramatically better. How much more so for somewhere like the continent of Africa or Asia, where you have developing economies. But Indonesia now even demands proof of tax registration, proof of your steady income, and an extended stay permit that ties directly to your financial disclosure. This means if your business, yes, your online business, your service-based business is not together with verifiable information certified in the States, then you are looking at a rejection process instead of seeing approvals for your digital nomad permits, for your second residence applications. This is a stark reminder that things are changing across the globe and you can't just willy-nilly go anywhere. It takes diligence, research, planning, and even speaking with a mentor who has already done it before you. Even Thailand's DTV visa looks glamorous until you read the fine print requiring annual renewals and government-linked bank accounts. Now let's go back to Europe and head over to Spain, because Spain has quietly begun closing tax loopholes that once gave you a few benefits as an American, okay? Once you hit a residency threshold, you now, boom, have to pay these high tax rates in Europe because guess what? That's just how it is. Everybody has to pay taxes unless you live somewhere like Dubai or Mauritius with a 15% or less flat corporate tax rate, which is, i.e., part of the reason I live in Mauritius. Super tax friendly, especially if you are a high earning entrepreneur, you have children, you just don't want all your money to go down the drain to scrupulous tax debt, then why not choose somewhere that's tax friendly on earth? And there aren't many places, but Dubai and Mauritius definitely stick out. You know what the really sad part about all of this? What used to be marked as an era of digital freedom is now an era of digital surveillance and accountability, because let's face it, the visa freeze doesn't just mean travel restrictions, it means data locks. And don't forget that the European EES, entry-exit system, has gone into play in a variety of European territories across the world, across the European Union, meaning France, Spain, Portugal, Germany. Most European states require you to not only give fingerprints, but to literally scan your face as if your face is a sticker for your passport. Remember, eventually they're going to do away with passports altogether because all they need is your face and your eyes, right? That's all they need. But here's the issue with that. This is a super controlled beast system that's coming into play, and people need to know about it because we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. This is what the book of Ephesians says. Like, we can't walk around in the world as believers and not have understanding and wisdom on this technology and the devices that they are using to basically control the mess out of you. Like, can you just imagine in our grandparents and great grandparents' day if there were such control mechanisms. And I'm sure for them back then, they were like, oh, there's too much control happening, there's too much convenience. But look at where we are heading into 2026. Let's do an exercise together real quick. Let's follow the money trail. But before we do, I need to remind you to like this video, subscribe to this channel. You know, I was watching a YouTube channel yesterday, and I watched the entire video and realized I didn't even hit the like button. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm such a hypocrite. Let me hit the like button. Sometimes you need somebody to remind you, because you just be minding your own business watching these YouTube videos. Maybe you're taking notes, maybe you're learning on here, but you didn't hit the like button yet. It's all right. I can be patient with you. Go ahead and hit it. Share this video to as many people as you can, because the way that AI is about to predict data in the next 2 to 3 years is quite frankly scary. Like we're in an episode of Black Mirror on Netflix. Now, governments are not simply hostile to nomads. They're simply catching up on the money trail. The pandemic era created an unregulated wave of cross-border earners. Millions of remote professionals traveling across the world, earning income abroad, having different businesses, untaxed, unseen, free, and unrecorded. Now agencies like OECD, the IMF, and World Bank are coordinating data sharing efforts using none other than AI technology and software. You can also think about Palantir, if you're aware of the company Palantir, which is basically a huge data broker, and it has their stock market going crazy. Like the new gold rush is AI plus data. Like they want to know your thoughts, they want to have your face, they want to kind of be omnipresent, which kind of mimics our creator, doesn't it? They want to feel like they're omnipresent and just know everybody's ancestry, know everybody's face, know your exact eyes. Like it's given a little bit creepy. But let me continue. Listen, visa departments are evolving into financial watchdogs. Algorithms are identifying non-declared income streams and tracking social media footprints. You know how President Donald Trump said for new immigrants coming into the country, they're going to have to submit their social media profiles? How much longer before something like that hits Europe or even a Dubai, which the UAE, I did this in a recent video, I'll drop the video down below. We were talking about how they are going to have an AI government. Like, can you believe that? You're literally walking down the street and the AI government is telling you that you need to pay your business registration. Like, I think my brain can just remember it for itself. I don't think I need a robot reminding me everything that I need to do at every second of the day. But this is the world that we are in. And back to the EU, their ETIAS system is launching, which has already launched because we're at October 22nd right now. They were said to have launched October 15th. They are actually launching a digital risk score. Wow, that's really strange, isn't it? Like credit for travel, that's really odd. Again, why I would rather be in a developing country. So while you're optimizing your Instagram Reels or your LinkedIn profile, the system is optimizing you, my friends. Here's the real problem: visibility. The true threat is not a single policy here. It's the fact that most nomads and small business owners have no visibility into what's coming next. The same professionals who can build their multi-six-figure income streams and know how to travel don't know regulatory patterns, which we speak about on this channel. Hit subscribe. Don't know AI tracking shifts. If you are unaware of AI, again, subscribe to this channel and start to understand AI capabilities or digital ID rollouts. Again, we cannot be ignorant about these things. You have to understand what is happening very quickly, because AI has been just taking off at a rapid pace literally since 2023. And this is where the smartest entrepreneurs are literally pivoting, not away from travel, but towards data literacy and strategic marketing infrastructure that keeps them compliant and competitive. So, if you own a consultancy, agency, a service-based business, even a government contracting business or digital brand, the global compliance war is going to affect you too. Why? Because every nation tightening their visa restrictions and travel is also tightening B2B oversight. So you want to be in a country that is open to people coming in. Island nations are great for that because they rely so heavily on tourism, but also a country that is good and has good systems for business regulation and government policy. This is where politics comes into play in your travel strategy. A lot of people think, oh, this is just too much information. You don't have to get into all this nitty gritty. Is it really that serious? Well, ma'am, sir, yes, it is that serious. Unless you want to move to a spot where you didn't realize that you would get hit with a 45% tax bill after just a year or two of being there. Friends, let's be real. Let's be in reality here. You would not go into purchasing a house or purchasing a large product, even like a car, without doing your due diligence, or at least I wouldn't. If you're wise, you wouldn't, okay? And this really gets into how businesses advertise, collect data, and process payments across borders. Your content, analytics, and marketing stack need to be AI ready and policy proof and flexible, okay? That means tracking engagement beyond vanity metrics, building retention systems that meet global standards, and operating your businesses in countries that are not in risky territory, not in like money laundering territory, not in a risky, there's like certain indexes out there, especially with African countries, I'm sure Asian countries as well. They will tell you which ones are best to do business in, i.e. Mauritius, Rwanda, Namibia, Botswana. These are some of the more trustworthy countries in Africa to do business in, because if you are doing business in these countries, processing international payments, working with clients in Dubai, the Bahamas, Canada, Switzerland, Portugal, you're working with people all across the earth, your accounts can get flagged if you are in the wrong territory that is on the wrong list, so to speak. Without me saying too much, leave a comment down below if you know what I'm saying or if your account has been frozen, okay? You need to prepare for this shift where your clients demand data accountability as part of your brand trust. And this is how AI is shaping compliance as well. Understand that governments are investing billions, yes with a B, billions across the world, Africa too, into AI systems that cross-reference tax data, digital identity, and social transactions. So entrepreneurs and investors that learn AI, already have AI in their business, have an upper hand, okay? Because your insights are data-driven, not guess-based. That's the new frontier of sovereignty and freedom. Being able to adapt, not react. The best businesses, especially global-minded businesses, adapt and are flexible very quick. They know how to pivot. They're not just stuck on one option. They know when to get out of the market, okay? They know when to get into a new market, when to transition. And even if they don't like the way the industry is going, they know how to make their profit from the changes that are happening in the world. And so this is my offer to serious global-minded entrepreneurs. If you're a business-to-business founder, relocation strategist, agency owner, or service-based business, I have a question for you. Is your business compliant? Is your data clean and trackable? Have you implemented AI-driven policies into your campaigns? This is exactly what my $300 strategic AI marketing audit does. It's a private one-to-one session where I review your marketing stack, automation tools, and client data systems to give you a clear plan to scale ethically across borders. Because listen, it's time to scale sustainably and globally, so you don't have to bounce back and forth between America if you don't want to, or if you do want to, you can bounce between Namibia, Mauritius, South Africa, Thailand, so that you can live a freedom-based life. But it's all dependent on research, marketing, and understanding your global position in the market. Because the digital nomad dream is not dying, but it is maturing. The easy years are over. The years where you could just, oh, let me just hop on a plane and just land here, everything will be okay. Ma'am, sir, that's gone. Your freedom requires actual strategy. You can't just travel smart anymore. You have to operate smartly and strategically with systems that are already in place, visibility and precision. You have to know your risk factors, you have to know your global indicators, and you have to know which territories that you should not do business in, because you do not want to get flagged by some AI system that's then gonna just lock you out of everything that you have ever earned, okay? Because in 2025, every country, every business, and every brand is in the same exact race, even investors. Those who understand AI will move freely, and those who don't, well, they won't. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next video.